So I'll go ahead and log in as our FSR. So FSR is called Brian Modima. So I'll go ahead and provide his login credentials here. That's the email and the password. And then once I've done that, I'll go ahead and log in. So immediately we log in, we get to interact with the dashboard that provides us some information about Brian. So Brian is able to see the number of invoices that he has successfully made sales for. And we can also see the amount that has been invoiced in those 5 invoices. So this is set on a basis of the calendar in the last 7 days. So we can switch up the calendar by quickly clicking on the calendar icon on the top right next to the settings icon. So when we click on that calendar, we can switch the 7 days from the 7 days to the whole month. So we begin from the 1st of September to the 30th of September. And when we click on save, we'll notice that the number of invoices increases and the amount that has been invoiced increases. So let's also look at the features that are also available on this application. So to be able to interact with these features, we need to click on the menu icon on the top left. So when we click on it, we'll get to interact with the various features that are there. So we have the orders feature. This will be mostly used when Brian wants to make sales to the customers that he has been assigned. So the customers menu will also allow us to be able to list Brian's customers as well as create new customers. In the product section, Brian will also be able to see the current stocks for the products that they have in the inventory as a company. And in the CRM and plan section, he'll be able to carry out his responsibilities as an FSR in terms of creating field service visits, being able to plan out for them and being able to carry out these visits. So let's go ahead and make a sale using the orders menu. So when we click on the orders, we can currently see all the orders that Brian has made so far. So these orders are usually received in quotation. So anytime an order is in quotation, on the right we can see that it is recorded as a draft entry, and on the left it shows nothing to invoice yet. So once this has been confirmed fully into a sale order and fully invoiced, it changes to a sale. As you can see here with the sale order 936, it changes into a sale, the green sale on the right, and we can also see the fully invoiced section on the left. So just a moment while this loads, and let's get back there. So you can see that we have a sale on the right and fully invoiced on the left. And if we open it, we can even check the invoice that is attached to this sale. So you also quickly click on the icon at the top right and then click on the invoice number at the very bottom on this screen. I'll be able to see the invoice that is currently attached to that particular purchase. So let's go back by navigating using the back icon at the very top of the left, and let's go ahead and create a new order. So we'll just go ahead and click on the plus icon at the very bottom. We'll go ahead and choose a customer. So remember, Brian has some customers assigned to him. So we'll go ahead and choose Ali Hassan Apey as our customer. We'll go ahead and add a few products to this particular sale. So I'll add Uno 1 kg. We'll go ahead and change the quantity by clicking on the product and affecting the quantity, and then I'll click on update order line, come back to my sale order and go ahead and click on next and create that order. So that order is sent as a quotation to the backend, awaiting approval. And once it's been confirmed that indeed we have enough stock to be able to supply this order, it's later processed into a sale order, from a quotation to a sale order, which is then processed through delivery, and an invoice is created. So once that invoice has been created, it will appear as part of Brian's sales on the dashboard. So we can quickly just go back to the menu and look at the other option. So if we click on the customer section, Brian will be able to see all the customers that he has been currently assigned. So he can create a new customer by clicking on the plus icon at the top at the bottom right. So he'll then go ahead and choose what type of customer this is. Could be an individual customer. Provide some details about this customer. So I'll go ahead and provide a name for my customer here. Call my customer Gerald Jao. And then provide any other details about the customer, and then go ahead and create a customer. So this customer has been created as a draft on the back end. I'll go ahead and log into the backend and just approve the customer so that we are able to see that customer at the very bottom. So if I reload this page after the approval, when I scroll down to the bottom, you notice that now I have my customer appearing. Just a moment, let that synchronize. Just a moment. Should show it up. Just a second. Right there. So once this customer has been approved from the backend, and we go ahead and approve from the backend. So once that approval has been done, we will be able to see our customer appear here. So let's go ahead and look at Gerard Njau. So we can see that Gerard Njau has been approved. So we can actually open up the customer and have a look at the details that we provided. So this customer is now an active customer, as you can see, because they've been confirmed and validated from the backend. So additionally, on this customer section, if Brian wants to see the invoices that are related to a particular customer, he'll just need to open the customer contact, click on the icon at the top right, and he'll be able to see all the invoices that are attached to this customer. He'll be able to also see the amount that is remaining to be paid as a balance. So currently all these invoices have been paid for, that's why the amount is at 0. And if he clicks on any of the invoices, he'll be able to get more details about it, and he should be able to even download this by clicking on the send or download icon, and he'll be able to download this invoice and share it with the customer. So let's go back to the third menu that we have here, and that's the products menu. And if we click on the products, we're able to see all the products that are currently available for sale, and we can even go ahead and filter out using the search icon on the top right. So we can go ahead and filter out one product here called Newty, and you notice that I get all the references that relate to the product called Newty. So, and if we come back to all our products, filter out using another one, let's use something like peeled nuts. Notice that we get anything that relates to that keyword, peeled. And let's now have a look at the last option, which is the plan section. So Brian, as an FSR, will be required to carry out a number of field service activities. So this will involve visiting customers, maybe carrying out projects such as listing out new products, being able to interact with the customer and finding out the challenges that the customer is currently facing, things like that. So we'll go ahead and create a plan here. So Brian will be required to create this plan before and have it approved by the administrative part that will operate from the back end of Odoo. So let's just go ahead and create a number of tasks here as Brian. So we do this by clicking on the plus at the very bottom right. Let's go ahead and create a unique name for our task here, is list new products. And let's go ahead and ensure that this is attached to our customer. Let's go ahead and provide the name of our customer here, Ali Hassan Apey. Same task name. Let's go ahead and provide it in our description. Let's go ahead and choose a project type or field service. Choose our customer, Ali Hassan Apey. Choose our start date as today, immediately at 4 p.m. for just 1 hour, or maybe even 30 minutes. So 4:30 p.m. Create that task. Just a moment while it creates the task. So the task has been created successfully. Let's go ahead and create one last new task. Let's go ahead and create another. So we visit Mobipine Limited. go ahead and provide the same description in our visit. Same description, a field service. Let's go ahead and choose our customer. So this is planned to begin at 4:45 p.m. all the way to maybe 5:15 p.m. Let's go ahead and create this task. So we currently have two tasks that Brian can check into. So we are currently at 3:59. Look at the clock at the top left. So once these plans have been approved, Brian will be able to find these tasks and the plan section. So if we scroll to the very bottom, you do notice that the last two tasks here are the current tasks that we have created, and they have been approved in the packet. So let's go ahead now and check into this task that is meant to start immediately at 4 p.m. So I'll go ahead and click on this task. Once I have clicked on this task, we can be able to have a look at some of the details that appear here about this task. And then once it's now 4 p.m., let's go ahead and check into this task. So I check in, and immediately a countdown timer starts. So this will continue to run concurrently as Brian continues to carry out his activities. So Brian will continue to engage with the customer as this timer goes on until he is able to check out once he's done with all the activities. So let's have this run for a couple of seconds before we check out. Remember, this section does not interfere with the use of the mobile phone. You could receive a call and still have this particular countdown ongoing. You can even go back to any other application and it will not interfere with this particular countdown. So let's have this countdown to at least a minute. So once in this particular visit, Brian has been able to carry out all the tasks that he was meant to carry out, then we will go ahead and check out. So if we click on the checkout, we will be required to provide some feedback about this visit. So we'll go ahead and just provide a quick feedback. Product listing done, and then we'll go ahead and log the time, and our checkout is complete. So you can see at the top that indeed our checkout has been complete and our progress has been taken into consideration. For now, that's all. We look forward to getting feedback from you.